All right, so we've done the animation test. Now we're going to work with a walking cycle, a sequence of movement using Puppet Warp. So I have a copy of my creature. So I have two layers basically. My creature whole, a copy of my creature above it with just Command J. I'm going to take that copy of the creature and I'm going to say Edit Puppet Warp. And then I'm going to left click at these indicated spots, or near them at least, to create joints. It's like little grommets in a doll. And I've separated out the horn from the claw so that that should move more independently without stretching the horn so much. Okay. And then I'll put one on the bottom of the jaw too. Let's see if I can move that jaw up and down. Okay, now to start walking, what's going to happen? Well, he's going to have to move this foot back a little. He might move up his claw a bit. He might up his jaw. Might tilt his head down a little bit. Might move this pincer up. And you don't need very much to get some reaction. So I hit return now, and I can hit Command Z to kind of toggle back and forth. So that's not walking yet, but that's a good start of the movement sequence. What do I do now? I duplicate that, Command J, and then I do Puppet Warp again. And the only pain of Puppet Warp is it doesn't remember where you put your joints. So that's why I have this screen grab here. And it can only warp existing pixels. So all I'm doing with the Puppet Warp is limiting it a little bit. Limiting the zones that it can warp. And like the rock shell, I never want to put a pivot point in because I never want that to distort. So it might be fun to kind of make his arm reach out a little bit. And maybe make this claw come out a little bit, like so. And make this leg kind of push up a little bit, like so. Let's see what that looks like. So now I have 3 in the sequence. So here to here to here. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's the last one. All right. So from here to here to here. Now I do Command J. I can do another movement sequence from there. Edit Puppet Warp. Put the joints in. I can add more joints if I think it needs it. But only if I know, if I feel confident about what I'm doing. Okay, so what would happen now? It's nice to have this as well because it shows you the starting position. So it shows you how much has changed. So weird creature. Let's see. Now I'll start moving the foot back. And I'll start pulling this claw back. return. Remember, this is on a duplicate, so going from that to that. And if I don't feel like I moved the head enough that time, I just say puppet warp again. And just make sure I make some decision with where the head's going. Whoops, but I need to plot all those points. And I'm going to add a point there just so I can close the bottom of the jaw a little bit. Okay, good. Now I make a duplicate of that. And this time I'm going to try to match the original position so that I have a cycle now, a 6-frame walk cycle. So puppet warp, plot my points. And the problem with puppet warp is as you use it, it keeps distorting your, just like the warp tool, keeps distorting your reference. And so I won't be able to get back perfectly to this, but I just want to make a step towards it so then I can use the original pose again and start the cycle over. So that's pretty close. So let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it kind of looks like he's scrambling across the ground. All right. One, two, three, 4, 5, and then it goes back to 1. So a 5-frame walk cycle. Now, here's the issue with a walk cycle. It's not enough to have the creature moving in place as though they are walking. They need to actually start making progress across the screen. So this is why this walk cycle is all in this folder. It's so I can actually duplicate them and move them across. So where I ended was right here with all my different layers. Now I have that here. So now I'm going to create the walk cycle, bring those over, and start moving him, to the right, because that's what I have here, a walk going this way. Okay, so first frame, this frame. Turn it on, select it all. Put the rock behind it. All right. The only thing I need open from here is that creature core. Okay, and then I select all, or I don't select all, I say Option, Layer, Merge Visible, select all, copy, paste. Whoops, let's turn this off for the time being. Put him into position. Let's transform him a little bit. And that's where I started. You see, with the mouth opening. Next, I just bring over the next in the walk cycle. And I hold that option, I say layer, merge visible, select all, I copy, I paste it in. I move it a little bit, maybe transform it a little bit, and you'll start making progress across the screen. Okay, and then next, I'll just do it one more time. And then we'll pick this up and I'll continue the walk cycle in the next demo. Layer, hold down option, merge visible, select all, copy, paste. And all those little puppet warp distinctions are going to make a big difference now. Okay, so let me save my layers, save the stage, save the assets, but remember when you make all these flattened layers, you don't need to keep those, just to keep it cleaner. So these ones that are called layer 4, layer 5, I don't need those don't help my walk cycle. And then save this. And next class, I'll just open up these assets and I'll keep going. And whenever I need a new effect, I need to build the assets first before I bring them to the stage. So my next movement is the walk, and then a shrinking back into the rock, which I already have basically. I just have to reverse it, and then rolling back. And that's why I kept the background separate, so I can pan with the background as I need to. And I can layer on top texture when I need to as well. Cool. It's working out. All these reference images, your sketch, your puppet warp pins, all of those can go in an assignment 5 folder for you to keep all your stuff straight. Remember, organizing your files, incredibly important. And here I'm going to have 2 PSDs I need to keep track of. Both my assets and my stage. I need both. Okay.